We will be doing a simple practice today to develop ideas, to loosen up ourselves, and to build confidence. We will start with a big wash, maybe sort of a big tree, and then we will think about the composition, and then we'll add more and more elements to improve the composition and to make the subject interesting. Hi friends, I am VanidasMangathil, and let us learn watercolors together. If you are new to my channel or if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and press the bell notification so that you get notified whenever I release new videos. If you think this video will help your artist friends, please share it to your artist friends so that they also get benefited from these videos. I am using a 300 GSM cold pressed watercolor paper, and for the brushes I will be starting with a synthetic mop brush, a reasonably big mop brush. I am using the big mop brush because with big mop brush we can cover more areas quickly. And here you may notice that I am using the belly of the brush, the side of the brush, and I am holding the brush little towards the back side of it, and I am holding it loosely, and I am making some kind of a circular or random movement so that I get some suggestion of foliages, right? So the consistency of the paint is, I mean, not very watery, not very thick also. Okay. And the colors that I am using is mainly olive green, and maybe to darken it up I am using little bit of blue or any dark pigment you can use. Here I am suggesting the shadows, and for the shadows and thicker small kind of details I am using the tip of the brush. So I am switching either to the tip of the brush and the belly of the brush depending upon what kind of a shape that I am looking for. The foliage is ready. Let me build up some sort of the trunk and branches. Okay, so this is purely from imagination. Nothing is well planned. I'm just looking at the foliages, how it is formed as of now, and where do I have the opportunity to create and connect the branches. So I think the tree is okay. I'm pretty much okay with the tree and the branches. I don't want to make too much complicated branches, right? Yeah, maybe some more shadows somewhere. So I'm just taking a relook, a second look, and deciding if I need to make another touches. I think it went too hard, so I'm smudging it. I don't want to make it too much interesting. Okay, so I'm kind of suggesting it, and I'm splashing some water. This is just purely water. I'm dipping my finger into water, and I have splashed it onto the washes that we have made, so that once it dries, it creates some kind of a texture. Okay. So these textures are usually good in creating illusion. I'm thinking about the composition, and I thought some kind of a human activity under the tree will be good. So to make some human activity possible, I am kind of making some kind of a sheet or a kind of a tent, some kind of a shade, etc. And maybe maybe it is just a temporary kind of a tent or something, and some kind of activity underneath that. Maybe some people are chit chatting. There are some tables maybe, and maybe they are kind of eating something, etc. So here I have used a synthetic round brush because I wanted a brush with good tip, good point, so that I can make refined lines and details, etc. See here, since we don't have any reference, I'm just thinking of the shapes and how these shapes can be connected. So I think connecting the tree and the tent and the tables, etc., can be done easily with the help of some shadows. And for the shadows, I'm using little bit of paints gray and orange kind of a color. I usually like the combination of orange and gray, etc., because I find it interesting. So for the tent, I have used the red color. So I'm making it slightly more vibrant red by adding some thick pigment. Okay. The brand of colors that I am using is uh, Camel Artist Watercolors. I'm kind of adding little bit of a opaque color, little bit of maybe purple and white mixed, and I'm making some area little diffused at the top left corner of the tent. Okay. Now look, now thinking of the figures, what kind of activity is good? So I think a person leaning slightly forward toward the table may be a good idea. Maybe some guy sitting here on maybe on a stool or on a chair, and maybe another guy maybe sitting. So the idea is that maybe one guy is standing and two guys are sitting. Maybe the standing guy is serving something. Okay, and there is another guy maybe walking towards the tent. Maybe he wanted to join the party. No, not sure. Okay, so these are the kind of thoughts that I am having in my mind. Okay, and if you are not confident of painting figures, and if you want to practice it, I have so many videos on my channel. You can browse through and you can go through there is a playlist actually, I mean, where I have many videos of these suggestive figures. Okay, so you can go through those videos, and you should get sufficient materials to practice painting these tiny figures. I think I'm okay with it. I don't know what to do here. I'm just whenever I move my hand and I don't make any brushworks, probably I'm thinking what to do next. Okay. What about adding something here? I don't know what to do. I just wanted to make something. I don't know, to be frank. I really do not know. I'm just making some shapes. Okay. I'm just making some marks and maybe smudging it. uh, just to occupy that area. I don't know whether that decision was good or not. I think uh, I I didn't do it right, but that is okay. See, in this kind of practices, we make dynamic decisions. All these decisions are dynamic. So some of the decision may be in favor of us, in favor of a good painting. Some of the decision may not be right. So it is a part of the process. So you have to accept that. Okay, I don't want to spend more time on the second element that we have just added. Maybe adding some figure, maybe adding another figure. I'm not sure. Let me decide, take the decision later, and let us focus on what we are happy with. So I'm happy with the first 10, maybe the figures underneath. I'm adding thick yellow, thick orange to suggest the face, maybe exposed body part, etc. So these are very impressionistic sort of approach. Okay, so you need little bit of practice. You may find it really challenging if you don't practice it. The figures I am talking about. You need to practice the figures. You need to practice this kind of dynamic works, etc. I'm thinking of adding a figure here, but I think that is not a good idea. I will discard that idea, and maybe I will just I will discard that idea that the rightmost figure that I have just started with. I will I will I will discard that. See, you in these kind of approaches, you take a lot of decisions on the fly. You evaluate it, and then you decide. I mean, here I'm not very sure if I should be adding these splashes at this point. The tree is already looking good, so probably I shouldn't do this what I'm doing now. So I think this is looking good. I'm pretty okay with it. I'm happy with it, and the our objective of simple practice and developing ideas are met to a certain extent in my view. So I hope this video was informative to you, and if you think it was informative, it was helpful, if you're finding value in it, please do subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification. If you have artist friends whom you think is, this video is going to be beneficial, please do share it. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please do write them into the comment box below. And I'll be coming out with more and more these kind of tutorials, and I'll be also coming up with tutorials on individual elements and tutorials on simplifying landscapes and streetscapes. Okay, so please do give your views, your suggestions, your comments in the comment box below, and we will soon see you with another interesting tutorial. And happy painting until then. Bye bye.